Okay, Jim, can you hear me?
Yes. All right. Well, we have a quorum if we get Rosie and Danielle back.
Okay,
I'm still here.
All right. Okay, good. Well, we have a quorum. Let's start the meeting. I just sent a reminder to Frank, Harold, and
Nathaniel.
thank you.
Yeah.
Nat. And the meeting is being recorded. So I hope you all have the agenda. In preparation for the April meeting, I had sent around the minutes of in preparation for the May meeting, I had sent around the minutes for the April meeting. Here's Harold. Were there any amendments, additions, changes to those minutes?
No.
Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Oh, sorry, Rosie.
And I'll make a
I'll
motion to second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay. The proposal to name the new Wilmer Park Playground after Aunt Sarah Derry. We have a neighbor who is on the call, Anthony Dahlia, who I believe wants to talk about that.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Very good. We're attending, Anthony Dalia and my wife, Catherine. We are the immediate neighbors of Sarah's, who welcomed us to the neighborhood in 2006. And we just are thrilled, and I know her family will be. Her nephew lived with her and is a good friend of ours. Sarah always loved the children, and one of the most special parts of her life was welcoming children. She was a foster mom to a dozen, I believe. So we just feel very, very enthusiastic about it, and we feel that it is very fitting, and we thank you for considering her.
I had sent around some testimony from Tom Hers and several other people. There's also a 10-minute interview that Tom Hers made with Sarah's nephew. We could play it if you want, or if we think it might not be necessary. We did not.
That would be up to the that would be up to the members. That was with Marvin Scott, her nephew, whom she raised.
And we did hear the.
And we did hear
interview.
the interview.
Yes.
But I don't know whether the members might want to, if they haven't heard it.
Yeah, it's not necessary for me.
We have not had any other proposals to name the playground after anyone else. I'd say, well,
Have there been any objections within the community regarding that?
not that I have heard.
I haven't heard anything.
Okay, good.
So I would entertain a motion to name the playground after her.
I second the motion.
I'll make the motion. I make a motion to name the new playground after Sarah Derry.
Okay, and that second came from whom?
That's from myself, from Dwight.
Dwight, okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Yeah,
Aye.
yeah, I like the idea. I think it's great.
All right. I believe the motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
no
much.
problem.
She would be honored.
She would be
really
very honored and very humble.
Yes.
Trust me, very humble.
Our plan is, with the money we have raised for the playground, we'll use a little bit of that to commission Stu Crawley to turn her photograph into a line drawing,
Uh-huh.
which can then be engraved on a brick.
Very nice.
And the plan is to have two 8x8 bricks, one with her picture and the second with her name and a excerpt from Tom Herz's nomination letter, simply saying, a mother to many, a friend to everyone.
And that's perfect.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Oh,
She would,
wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for sharing her story.
Oh,
you're
her
welcome.
story is wonderful.
It's a
She's
wonderful story.
fabulous person.
Wonderful lady.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're
And-
welcome.
And the plan is to have a formal playground dedication as part of Legacy Day ceremonies
Oh, wonderful. Uh-huh.
Yeah, very appropriate.
Yeah.
in August. Talking to Sumner Hall about that, apparently the Saturday of Legacy Day will be mainly full of activities, but then the Sunday is a little more somber day. There's going to be a religious service and so on, and we'll have it as part of the Sunday activities.
Do you have the date?
I believe that is August 20th.
Thank you.
And
so-
I anticipate we'll have an open mic where people can come up and talk about her. So I hope to see the two of you there.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's great how much activity that playground is getting.
I
Oh,
know.
we're thrilled.
Yeah,
We
it's
are
great.
thrilled.
We see the families going down there with the children. It's wonderful to watch.
It
It
really is.
really is. We're so excited. I want to play on the playground
Yeah,
myself.
really.
Yeah. Oh, the guitar's working, Jim. I heard kids playing on it yesterday.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. So the guitar plays music, just in case everybody was wondering.
And the Nevin had alerted us to a screw missing from the xylophone. So I forwarded that to Case, and hopefully that got taken care of at the same time.
Okay.
I tried to get an update on when the benches are going in and exactly how many benches there will be. I didn't get that update, so just know that benches are coming.
Okay.
The first tranche of engraved bricks are supposed to arrive here June the 28th. We had one nice round number, 100 of the 4x8 bricks and 45 of the 8x8 bricks.
Oh, good.
And they will be installed into a 50-foot walkway, extending the path of that ramp entrance that goes across to the Broadreach sculpture. So directly from that ramp into the playground. yeah, we are on number 3, update another Wilmer Park playground enhancements. The issue of a child safety barrier is still up in the air. Also known as a fence. We're trying to avoid that word. I'm trying to arrange a meeting involving Case and the Public Art Committee. Miles, now I forgot his last name, with South Park Studios. It's not South Park, South
Fork.
South
South
Fork
Fork.
Studios. Thank you. He's a member of the Public Art Committee, and he's going to give us some professional advice on what kind of barrier might work. But it's still up in the air whether there would be. Once I set up a meeting where he and Case are present, we will invite the community to come and give their opinion as to whether such a barrier is necessary or not. And then we'll try to get some input on what it might look like. One of the donors to the playground project has a condition on her donation that her $10,000 donation is subject to whether there would be a fence. So, we want to make sure that we hear the community as to whether that's necessary, and hopefully this person can get satisfied with what the community wants, and hopefully she would release her money. Right now, of the money, of the 41,000 something we collected, we have turned over 20,000 to the town, and we'll turn over the rest once it's clear, once the status of that donation is clear. Any questions about that?
Yeah, I know Nevin brought up, there were some other suggestions that Nevin had about like possibly getting a water fountain with a dog bowl. The benches were on his list, but we talked about that. I think that was the only thing that you didn't mention.
Yeah, the drinking fountain idea is more complicated than it appears, because and very expensive, because a water line and a sewer line would have to be extended into the park.
Okay.
Now, maybe they could use some ARPA funding for that.
Yeah, well, and we raised 40 grand for the playground, which I know the 10 is conditional. So right now we should have 30 that we raised to go towards, the playground enhancements.
Well, actually 30 was to help pay for the playground.
Right. So it was the 30. So we have that 10 grand
Yeah.
there
And then
for the bear. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not enough for the drinking fountain.
Okay. All right.
We'll certainly forward that to the town, and hopefully they can use some of that ARPA money and a bathroom.
Yes, bathrooms, I think. Yeah. I think bathrooms are necessary down there, but I know that's another conversation.
Yeah. But that's going to be a whole nother discussion. I know one council member thinks a public bathroom down there is not a good idea. So
Okay.
we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
Any other questions about anything else about Wilmer Park? Okay. Number 4, our July 23rd Family Fun Day. Dwight, you want to brief the rest of the commission on what's being planned there?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going forward with the project here, and we've been reaching out to various organizations to get their collaboration with us. And we have the YMCA that's going to be participating with activities in the park from 11 to 4, with aerobic activities, yoga, so forth. And there will be several different sessions. Some will be geared toward youth groups and so forth. We've got 2 definite kayak outfitters, maybe 4 that'll be coming, and they will have their equipment there that they'll be having on display, and potentially allowing people to test the equipment and to purchase used equipment. And we're going to be charging all the commercial businesses $50 fee to register to be there. Nonprofits will not be charged anything, but the for-profit companies will be charged $50. We've also got the open mic area to have entertainment there, and Stuart Gray is coordinating all the activities around the open mic. And we've got, as I understand it, we've got about a dozen people so far who have expressed interest in taking the microphone for a 15 to 30-minute period of time to entertain the crowd. In addition to that, we plan on having the lawn games set up there with bocce, cornhole toss, couple other lawn games that we're working on. And we still have to work on the details with the bocce club and so forth, but all of that is coming together. We've also got several food trucks that we're going to be communicating with to get those lined up to participate. The event is going to be a non-alcoholic event. If people want to, it's an open park, but whatever individuals do, it's probably up to them. But as far as the commission's concerned, it's a non-alcoholic event. And so we've got that going forward. I guess where we are right now is we are starting to work on the marketing side, and that is to get us scheduled with the calendar of events, to get us on Facebook. We've got signage that we're putting together. And as you know, we had a meeting earlier today talking about the graphics and the message of the signage. So all that's coming about here pretty quickly. And so it's looking good.
I should mention, we have a small subcommittee working on this. Dwight is the chair of that subcommittee, and Danielle and I are also participating. Danielle, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, so as far as children's activities, the library will be there 11 to 1. They said they will be doing a craft with like an ocean water theme and possibly a bubble station. Rosie, I contacted Katie Dirksen. Am I saying her name right? She's an artist.
I'm not sure either.
Oh, yeah.
She's an artist in residence for Kent Cultural Alliance, I think. And she said that she was very interested in doing a craft, some kind of art project. I contacted Sumner Hall, Cheryl, you probably know Cheryl, Jim, but she's out of town. So she wanted to have it open, just to like not down at the pavilion, but have it open with a sign saying, books, activities for kids. I was also thinking about just having a table where kids could make little boats out of paper. I could just have some white paper and some crayons they can color and fold it into a boat. So I don't know. I thought about face painting. I don't know anyone in the community who would be willing to do that though. Do you, Rosie? It just crossed my mind.
There's a few options. My mom sometimes can be talked into that.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, I mean, she's willing to, that's fine. If not, I think we have a good amount of stuff for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the boat folding because then they can do like their own little races into, and then it becomes like a whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was fitting with the theme, and it doesn't require a lot of materials.
Speaking of materials, we, the Recreation Commission has a line item in this current fiscal year's budget for $1,000 to spend on activities. So we've been using that to help prepare for this Family Fun Day. We've bought a bunch of field games. I don't know where we're going to store them later, but we'll at least open the boxes and have a good time on July 23rd. Bought a little cart to help carry them around, a couple of water jugs, and we'll be paying for the banners and so on. The money we collect from vendors will be added to our new town budget after July 1st. So we'll have, I haven't heard yet how much money we've been allocated to use next fiscal year. I hope it's more than 1,000, but the money we collect from vendors will be in addition to that line item. So we'll have more money to work with next year.
Okay.
Next fiscal year. And maybe we can have another, if it's successful, our hope is that this will be a model for additional fun days in the park in the future. Maybe even another one this summer. But that's to be determined.
Yes.
Any questions or comments about the Family Fun Day?
I don't think so. Does anyone have any other suggestions? Things that you think would work well?
I was just going to add that there's also on the 21st that there's going to be a family resource fair thing at the community center pool. So that's something that we could at least help get the word out about. It's between the health department and local management board and a lot of the partners that also did outreach towards the homeless population in January, but we want to do something when the weather's nice too.
Great.
So it's free entrance to the pool, up to 300 some people, and lots of different service providers and local resources for families to connect with. So we could potentially table there, or as I don't know if our commission wants to table at an event, but we could at least help them share the information that there is a family-friendly activity.
Yeah, we can provide them with flyers and to hand out.
Yeah, and we will certainly promote that event as well on our Facebook page. Speaking of
Yes.
which, I don't know how to add additional administrators to the Facebook page. If somebody can teach me how to do that, we can make sure everybody's on it and everybody can post.
Yeah, I know how to do it. I have to go back in though. I've done it before.
Okay, so
Yeah, I have to figure it out, and then I'll send you the directions, because I know you have to do that since you're an administrator, so you have to add everybody in.
yeah, I've gone in a couple of times and clicked on every button I could find, and I couldn't find out how to add people.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky.
All right. Outdoor movies. I've been working with Dwight and Eileen on that. I don't know, is Eileen there with you, Dwight?
Yeah, she's not here right now, but she's been in communication with the college and expressed an interest in doing something in collaboration. And the college came back with a few questions as to, whether or not there would be admission charge for the movies, which of course there will not be. They're also concerned about insurance and the rental fees for the movies and so forth. So we addressed some questions for them, and we're kind of waiting for a response back from them right now. So we don't really know whether or not it's going to go forward or not. So it's kind of on standby. We're waiting for a response back, like I said.
Right. In years past, we did the movies in the park in Fountain Park. Attendance was never very great. Couple of problems is that summertime dusk, it's past a lot of kids' bedtimes, the little kids. And also the fountain itself made the splashing water was sometimes a problem with the sound. So we were proposing to work with the college and put the outdoor movies on the green there at the intersection, in front of the science building
Yeah.
at High Street and Campus. And that would also make it very visible to everybody driving by. And, we'd probably have a lot of cars stop and participate. So I think we could get a really big audience.
I think so.
The biggest challenge, licensing fees. To do it legally, for any film still under copyright, cost about $250 per showing.
Does it really?
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
it's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
And if we do collaborate with the college, they would insist that we are properly licensed. And I'm sure the town would want us to be properly licensed for liability reasons.
Yeah.
Although they've.
You also need to check about the college making you buy liability insurance and stuff. Like if you go through all the proper channels, it can get real complicated real fast.
What did you say
Okay.
about liability?
Like just the college sometimes requires you have a certificate of insurance to do anything on any of their property
Right.
or to use any of their money. And so it can get really complicated really quickly.
Okay. Yeah, they
Okay.
did ask about insurance and we'd have to work, find out from the town about that.
Because when we did the block party, we used funding from the college to pay for the band, and they made the band take out a certificate of liability insurance. And I think we had to pay like $300 or $400 and sign all
Oh, wow.
the paperwork. And it was a big headache. It was really, and that wasn't even on their property. They were just giving us money. So
Okay.
it can
Wow.
be real tricky.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, regarding the licensing, there are a lot of older classic movies that are in the public domain, and we would not have to pay a licensing fee. And so assuming we get those paperwork things taken care of, would anybody else like to be involved in helping choose the movies? There was,
Yeah,
ahead.
I think we talked about possibly having the kids pick. I don't know how we would set that up. Maybe something on the rec commission where families could comment on what's popular, what kids like these days. Maybe gearing it more towards teens since they don't go to bed as early.
Yeah,
Frank has high schoolers, so you might have some insight into that, Frank.
yeah, Rosie, I did contact Menary's Dream Alliance about that group giving us advice and never heard back. The teen group. One idea was to show musicals, and encourage musicals where people might know some of the words to the songs, have sing-along musicals.
Okay,
That could be fun.
yeah,
All right, well, we'll be moving ahead with that. I'll keep you all up to date on what's
Okay.
going on.
Yeah, hopefully we have a response from the college within the next couple of days here.
Yeah.
If not, we'll reach out to them again.
What I would like to see is a movie like every other week on maybe a Friday night.
Okay.
Okay. Number 6, paddling trails or water trail, whatever you call it. Yeah, there's no update. We couldn't get permission to use a proposed put-in site off Dixon Road. That if the property is owned by Dixon Valve, and they would not let us use it. They would not let us put a public right of way across it. So that's on hold. Apparently there's another potential place at Stepney Manor, but we need to look into that.
Now, if I may,
Yes.
I was up kayaking Radcliffe Creek last week, and to get in right there at the marina or at Wilmer Park, it's very easy to hop right on Radcliffe Creek, and the creek only goes for 1 mile at the most. Then you get to a beaver dam. So as I was looking at it, it's really not really a strong need to have additional access.
Oh,
Because it's just so easy from the time you get in at the marina to you enter Radcliffe Creek, it's not more than a quarter of a mile. So it's pretty easy.
oh, so maybe we can go ahead and designate a paddling trail and get funding for a couple of signs, and maybe that's all we need.
Yeah, perhaps.
yeah.
What's the latest on kayak storage racks down in that area?
I have not done anything further with that. No, we had submitted an estimation of the cost of building those to you, and did you get a budget approval on those?
I forwarded it to the town.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I shared that budget document with everybody where
Yeah, I think you did.
at first I said, what kind of activity money we would like to have at our disposal, and then also suggestions for more enhancements, infrastructure type things to be funded out of the regular town budget. And I know they discussed that during their budget hearings, but I have not heard any results from that. I will
Okay.
follow up.
Okay.
But just general conversations with people in the town regarding kayak racks, it's all responses have been very positive.
Yeah.
Strong interest in having something like this.
And the marina manager seems amenable to the idea of having something at the marina.
Yes, I spoke to Paul there about it, explained what we're going to do, and he sounded enthusiastic.
So something might happen. Number 7, Carpenter Park. Again, I did not hear back from Case about what's being planned. A couple of months ago, he talked about using grant money, either special money coming from the county or applying for another one of these state grants. So Rosie, you said there was a new proposal out from the County Parks Commission? I mean,
My understanding is that there is an RFP out from the county Parks and Rec Department to the towns for parks and community type funding, but I haven't seen it. I've requested a copy, but I was told that it was sent to Case and David.
Okay, I will follow up on that.
Did I say something?
Yes.
Jim, it's Frank. I was on mute and I didn't know how to turn it off and my
Oh,
daughter.
I'm sorry. All
That's
this
okay, it's my
time.
fault. I wanted to go back to the paddling trail. I
Right,
was thinking, you know, maybe someone could go down there and there's some special plants or different areas where there's different trees and you could make like a little list that someone could take with them and they could find out where certain cool plants are down there. You know, just something for them to think of when they go out different turns and stuff. There's
Great.
Phragmite, but there's all kinds of, I'm sure there's trees and different kinds of flowers and wildlife, you know, vegetation down there that would give them something to look for when they're traveling. Just a thought.
Yeah, I like that idea, Frank.
I would have spoken up, but I'm a little slow when it comes to the Zoom. Even though I have 2 years of practice, but
But there's a beautiful blue heron nest in a tree right above the creek, and you could see the babies sticking their heads out through over the nest. which
yeah, and
is
on the
real-
map, you could have blue heron at a certain turn or look up here or look out there and people can like find stuff.
Yeah.
Education.
Great idea.
Well, one thing I was impressed with the creek is normally whenever I go kayaking, I always pick up any trash I find when I go. And on Ratcliffe Creek, there was absolutely almost nothing. I picked up one plastic bottle and that was it. So the creek is really clean as far as trash goes.
Good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
By the way, Dwight, have you ever gone down the other direction? Well, upriver and gone up Morgan Creek where?
I have gone up Morgan Creek, and it's a long creek, and it's a lot of fun. But I have not really made any notations as to, points along the way.
That could be another designated paddling creek.
Yeah, as you get further on up there, you get up the Riley Mill Road. At the end of Riley Mill Road, it's probably maybe a foot deep up there. And so it's depending upon the tide, you can continue on with high tide, but that's basically near the end.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, anything? Oh, yeah. Was there anything else about about paddling trails or about Carpenter Park?
Is there any action that I need to be taking regarding the kayak racks?
Let me follow up with the mayor and see what has been discussed in the council and as well as Tim O'Brien.
Okay.
I'd help out, but I still have to build one for my wife, which is a year overdue.
Okay.
Yeah.
The latest on Bailey Park, everything was on hold because of, there were some questions about who actually owns all the land there. And I asked for an update on if any of that has been solved, and I didn't get an update. But
So-
apparently even the parking lot, the existing parking lot may not be the town's land. So that throws a whole wrench into stuff.
So who else could own it?
The hospital for some, I guess at some point, that area was designated to be a new hospital.
Yes,
Long
it
ago,
was. That was definitely where they wanted it to go.
right? And
But then the
supposedly-
hospital sold out.
What,
Unfortunately.
Frank? Oh,
I got a question. How many acres are down there?
Oh, 16? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, something like that.
The reason I said that is, this is way in advance, but the school system is talking about if they've decided not to renovate the middle school because it's going to cost like $100 million. So to build a new middle school, it's going to cost about 70 million or somewhere right now preliminary. And the reason I'm bringing this up, it would be nice to keep the middle school in Chestertown. That's the way I feel right now. Who knows? That could change because I think they want to maybe move it all out to the campus in Wharton. But it's nice to have the kids around. So I was just thinking that might be a spot. The hospital's going to go there. It might be a spot for a new school, but I don't know. This is so way in advance that I just wanted to bring it up. And I wanted to talk to the town council about it, see what their thoughts are, because apparently the school system, I haven't talked to the folks, but they're doing a survey and 50% of the people want to keep it in Chestertown and 50% of the people don't really care or want to move it out to Wharton. And I just think that it'd be nice to keep younger people in town if we want to grow and have families move here. Just my opinion. So
Mhm.
Yep, good point.
That's Tim O'Brien's ward, so he's the one you really need to talk to about that.
well, he lives right up the street. All the kids walk by his house every day on Philosopher's Terrace. So
Okay,
he lives.
but that's a great segue to our last item on the agenda. Tim O'Brien has been pushing the council to engage in strategic planning activities. And he wanted me to tell the rest of the commission we should start thinking about blue sky ideas, no limits. What would we love to see in Chestertown? And he brought up, what if the middle school does move? What to
Oh,
do?
did he bring that up?
Yeah.
He brought it up. Okay.
What to do with that building?
Building needs a lot of work. It's 1950 when it was built for the high school.
Yeah, have you been in it, Frank?
Well, I've been in it
Because it's
recently. I
50.
haven't been upstairs with some of the walls and there's like little spaces and
It really needs a lot.
yeah, like they estimated $100 million. So it probably should just be raised. But Jim has a point. What could you use it for? But what would you use that whole property for? It's a nice piece of property. I would just hate to see, you could put housing in there, put like, medium family housing so people can afford. Because a lot of families I'm finding, especially in the school system, they want to move here, but they can't afford it.
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
they end up going to Middletown, and we don't want to lose those people. And we want people that want to teach, that go to the school system here. You want to retain them. You want them to stay.
Yeah.
That's how we have to have growth. That's how I think.
Mhm.
And they've been trying to do this for
You
years.
don't want to lose your green space to growth.
Excuse me?
You don't want to lose all your green space. Like growth also should
Yeah.
incorporate good green space.
They've got that beautiful area out there of the green space. That's maybe an option. They could raise the
Yeah.
whole building and then build a new one and just have the middle school go somewhere else. Just a thought. That's my immediate opinion. It's nice to have the young atmosphere around here. We're getting sort
It
of, I guess I'll speak for myself, but getting a little older, it'd be nice to keep young, like you, Rosie, young people here. And you, Danielle.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Jim, I'll mention you also.
But
Or
yeah, it's a good point, Frank. People don't realize it is kind of expensive to live here when you look at our wages and everything, and we are losing a lot of families to Middletown.
They're moving to Middletown, or they're moving. I've just been getting involved in the school system a little bit, and I'm finding people are just leaving. They buy a house in Queen Anne's County because they don't want to stay here in the school system. We've got to change that. We've got to make it where people want to stay here. So, but I'm glad that our representative knows about it. So maybe, and Rosie, you're right about the green space. I was going to compliment Bill Ingersoll. All those trees he planted there about 8 years ago, gosh, they're getting huge. It looks beautiful along that road at the middle school. We got to plant more trees. It
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
looks nice. Has anyone driven down there recently on the way to Heron Point? The
Yeah,
trees
it's
are getting huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great it looks beautiful. I agree. It's a great piece of property. Yeah.
Hate to lose it for And Rosie, you're right, for housing, you're right, we need that, but we do need housing too, so I don't know, just a thought for all these ideas.
Well, that's like the whole strategic planning conversation that needs to happen. Like, what can we do with our town zoning to encourage, more denser housing options? Like, and that, I just read a whole article about wealth building for like low income and other like families of color, like by encouraging accessory dwellings, like building apartments that you can rent to people on your property.
Well, the town stopped that on Philosopher's Terrace about 6 years ago. We
Right.
used to have
Why?
double housing where we live, and they said, no, you can't do it anymore. Or you could grandfather it in, but now you can't.
So
I have an idea. Maybe we could move now I'm a little partial to this, move the solar panel field that they want to propose to put in, move that out to Massey. They want it out there, and annex that piece of property for housing. They were going to do it years ago, and it could be done, but no one's doing anything. That big piece of property, the Clark Farm, that's where we can go, but no one's done anything with it. It's too expensive, and the utility commission is taking over everything. You can't go against what they want, or whatever it's called, the power commission. But the people that own the property, that would be great if that could happen. Then we'd have all these problems. So hell, that land out there. You drive up to Middletown. You've seen all those new schools they have?
Yeah, it's crazy. I work up there. I know they're
They
building
got all those brand new schools. They look wonderful. And
Oh my gosh, Frank.
can you imagine if
yeah,
maybe we could have a school along that road? I'm just thinking really out of the box.
yeah.
Jim opened this up, so I'm going to blame you for it, Jim. But these are all good ideas that we could plan in the future, because once property is gone to solar panels, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. So
Middletown's losing their green space though, and that's kind of sad.
it is. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no green. There's no.
you're gonna
I mean,
have a lot of enemies if you start holding Middletown as a model.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Yeah.
plowing. No, it is kind of sad at, the way they're plowing down farms and housing, and it's roads. It's like, I feel like it's just everything's being paved over.
That's why we have such a great county. They want some of the commissioners, I guess, wanted to adopt or get rid of the 10% rule. Well, and I know that people want to sell their farms. I get it's a family, but that's why Kent County is so great. We're keeping the farmland here. We just got to make money. We have such a great county. We've got to be able to channel all these people to come here, work with our school system, work with our zoning, and get all this together. It takes one thing, money, but there's people out there that would help invest in this if we could just think out of that box. That's a beautiful piece of property. And I'm not a NIMBY. I'm totally for solar, but why do we have to have it right as an entranceway to Chestertown? I could see school, I could see some businesses, I could see housing out there if the town could annex that somehow. And they had a chance years ago and they didn't do it. So Jim, there you go. I wanted to segue into that also. A lot to think about.
Yeah, well, I was just pondering, okay, what if the middle school were to move? And what if there were discussions about turning that property into low or moderate income housing? We would want to fight, though, to try to keep the tennis courts, the basketball court.
Basketball, we don't have enough of those around town. I'm just sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Right. It'd be nice if that basketball court could be redone so that it was level.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What else would we want to try to preserve on that piece of land?
Got all that green space, as Rosie said. You got that walking trail, but that's for the kids. They have someone about 10 years ago proposed spending all the money to put a baseball unit down there. No one really uses that. There's a couple friends I've seen using it, but there's not really any teams that use that.
Right.
It's a nice piece of property. It's just it's a really nice piece of property.
Mm-hmm.
And once that's gone, it's gone too. So got to think about those things. And Rosie, you're right.
And there's also the issue that the Garnett is bursting at the seams too.
Yeah, they have like 300. I was hearing yesterday, they have some classrooms with like I don't know, 30 kids, 25 kids in them, and there's no room. So they want to move the 5th grade out, but they can't move it to the middle school because that building doesn't have the tiny rooms that it needs, apparently. It's got these huge rooms, you know, and they need smaller rooms for all the classes.
I-
But
I think they could make them, I don't know, I think they could make them work.
well, Garnett was talking, at a meeting a couple days ago, they were talking, well, maybe they could put some of those portable classrooms in there, but there's no space for that. There's no space for, you know, those trailers that have.
And they're so ugly. Yeah,
Yeah, but it solves the purpose for the short term.
it does. It does.
You know, could you see if they rebuilt the middle school where it is, you could see like 100 little classrooms out there in that area while they're building it, you know, but I don't know. This is some really important things to think about for long range planning.
Yeah.
You know, I remember a lot of people really upset about the marina, but gosh, in 30 years, 40 years, when I'm gone and people are gone, I'm glad we saved it. It was, boy, people complained about that. So we've really got to think hard about the land where the middle school is and that land, the Bailey Park. I'd like to find out how much we own of that, Jim. Where does the hospital own it? And if the
Yeah.
hospital owns it, how did they get the permission to put the dog park out there? Did the hospital
Right.
give it?
Well, it's not the whole thing. It's all the area to the north of the dog park, I understand.
Oh, between is that between and Heron Point, you mean? Or north would be towards the Christian Academy. I'm sort of lost.
Right.
here.
The Christian, between the dog park and the, like the aging center and the,
But there's not much land there, is there?
well, that's where the parking lot is. And that's where that stream is that Shore Rivers would like to rehab.
Mhm. Maybe move the dog park over to where the middle school is and build a brand new school back in there. Just ideas, crazy ideas, just a thought. Got to start thinking.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's all.
This is the kind of, out of the box thinking we need.
Yeah, I see your point, Frank, about having the middle school, keeping it there, because I like having the kids all in the community. And
Mhm.
like, because I feel like we do need more young people there. But the nice thing about having it on one campus is just for like busing and sharing resources and
Are you
that
talking
aspect.
about out of Wharton? You mean if it moves out to Wharton?
Yeah,
yeah.
because I know in Middletown, something they're doing is they're building campuses where they have like, and I'm not trying to model that, that's not what I'm
No, I
saying.
get it.
But they have these campuses, and it is kind of nice how it flows.
Mhm.
But I see your point about, it's nice having kids around.
Yeah. That's
we
the only
do that-
reason.
If they do that, we really need to get that biking trail extended to Wharton.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. That would be great. That would be really nice if that can happen someday. I don't know how you do it, but I do know one thing. There's biking trails. I remember when we were working on that trail, the railroad has a right of way on either side of it. And Jim, you know about that. I think it's like 66 feet. So there are biking trails in Pennsylvania, if you look it up, where right next to the Railford Trail, they have a fence, a good sized fence where the bikers can ride. And since that rail is not used that much, I don't foresee it being a problem. I mean, you might have a train coming through once or twice a week. So you have a barrier next to the railroad track and the trail can go right next to that. It can be
Yep.
done. It has
Yep.
been done. There's couple places in Pennsylvania where they've literally, and those are for trains that take excursions. They take like Strasburg Railroad type, where they would have just a special train that would go once in a while. But they have that space on the side, and you could do that, and it's been done. Now I don't know, that place up in Pennsylvania, some of them might be privately owned, and this is a public. I think this is who owns the Pennsylvania Railroad, or we studied that when we did Ajax. I can't remember who owns it, but my point is-
The Maryland Transportation Authority owns the right of way
Mhm.
all the way out to Millington. And the operational railroad is called the Maryland and Delaware Railroad,
Mhm.
which actually operates under contract or an operating agreement with the with the Maryland Transportation Authority, MTA.
Mhm.
And that agreement, it's a 15-year agreement that is up next year, 2023.
Really?
So the timing is perfect. If we could get MTA's approval to put in a
Get it
trail,
approved.
and then then MTA could make that part of the operating agreement with the railroad, that they would cooperate.
And
Because
I'm
we
sure
need
there's
to,
safety concerns. I'm sure there's like,
those
big
can be,
safety concerns.
those have been addressed. Already, there are plenty of examples. It's, instead of rails to trail, it's called rails with trails.
that's
And
exactly what it is.
there are many examples of that, and we just have to copy that.
And
all
it
it
would
takes-
only be like, I'm guessing, I bet you from where the rail trail stops now, where they added, I'm guessing maybe from there to Wharton would be maybe 2 miles, maybe 3. I guess you go behind the chemical
Okay.
plant, go
It-
down there, and
it's-
as soon as you cross the road, you hit Wharton Park. You can.
Yeah,
you can-
it's 2 miles to that road, Mary Morris Road,
Oh, it's
where
2
there are no rails,
Mhm.
and then another 2 miles to Wharton where there are rails.
Okay.
But might as well
What a
go all the way out to Millington.
Yeah, it would
There's
just be awesome.
The
would
But we
be-
need to go to the park for now.
the federal infrastructure bill that you hear about has money for this.
Mhm.
Just have to apply.
It would be what a great resource for Kent County to be able to ride out there. I mean, it would just be awesome. Bikers and hikers would use that all the time.
Yeah, people would love to come from out of town. I mean, people are always looking for new places to bike and walk and
Yeah, and you have
Hike.
2 roads you have to cross, Mary Morris, and then you have to cross Route 20. That could be dealt with. I mean, I know at
Right.
Rehoboth Beach, they have bike trails all over the place, and it's really set up nicely. How you cross, flashing lights, and people stop.
Although I understand when they first built the rail trail, there was a lot of opposition from the farmers along the way. So you'd have to try to get them.
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying there. I don't know what to say about that. How many? There's just some big farms there.
Yeah, it's
So we'll have to get together a whole commission and go out there and meet with the farmers individually, all together.
exactly. Would
just
this
say,
county
"How did you-"
commission, would this county commission do that though?
I don't know. It's worth a try. You can always, who knows?
Yeah.
I think you could get them. You just got to talk to them, but that would be such a great addition.
Yeah.
I think you figured it all out, Jim and Danielle.
so where would that funding come from, Jim? I'm not familiar.
The
For
federal
the-
bipartisan infrastructure bill. It was such a
Oh.
big deal in the national news a few months ago.
But they didn't get that passed, did they?
They did pass it.
You talking about the Build Back Better thing?
No, the
Okay.
bipartisan bill.
Oh, okay. There's so many bills going on. I can't keep track of it all.
No, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So that money is starting to flow. At Owen Bailey's invitation, I attended a regional workshop. They want to build out rail trails throughout the Eastern Shore.
Who does?
ESLC.
Wow, that would be great. You're talking about from Centerville to Chestertown, that kind of deal?
Yeah. All the way down to Salisbury and
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Florida?
yeah, it's preview of coming attractions. That's going to be big in the next few years. So we have to educate the county commissioners and get them on board.
Mhm. I'm willing to work with that, but we need to get more details, more. I like your facts with it. Because as I said, I did a research on it like 10 years ago about the trails and the rails together, and it's doable. It is doable. It's been done. And you obviously have it on your computer. And that's recreation, isn't it? It deals right with what we do.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
I mean, it's not the town, it's the county, but we're part of the county. And our residents would benefit if people could access the county facilities in Wharton.
Because they got the pool and everything out there.
Well, that was a great discussion.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
I can't
I
think
have
of
one
any.
thing I want to say. Jim, I know you were saying in the last meeting that, or you emailed that people are getting upset with us changing our times. I want to say it again, we have done a lot in the last 2 years. We have accomplished so much. So don't let people tell you that. You've done a great job. You've led this team. You've done a wonderful job. We're making progress. We're doing good things. So that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Well-
you've held it all together, Jim, especially, I mean, it's been a lot of work with the playground, with Ajax Park. We've had to be very persistent and, calculated. And there's been a lot of thought that has gone into these projects that, people don't realize.
And I think the Saturday Fun Day is going to be a big hit too.
Yeah, I hope so.
And if we can show movies, well. Going forward, do we want to stick to Zoom meetings? It seems like it's easier for people to participate.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with Zoom.
Okay. And we had kind of stuck to Monday evenings, but would another evening be better?
I know Monday conflicts with board meetings and council meetings, right? Am I right, Frank? Board meetings, school board
Well,
meetings.
I think, doesn't the
Monday.
council meet on Tuesdays or Mondays?
The council meets on the first and third Mondays, and ours has been the second Monday. So
Could we
not
make-
directly conflicting with the council, but it does conflict with the school board.
This Wednesday, well, I'm being a little selfish, but this works for me.
Yeah,
Well,
Wednesday or Thursday.
Any of those days work for me. How about Rosie? You're always on vacation. I'm joking. I had to say that.
Wednesday's tough because Freddie's working down in Easton, so my child's playing way too many video games tonight.
What about Thursday?
Sorry, second. I mean, once we make it a standing thing, that helps. Summer
Or
always
two-
gets stuff to it.
And no
Yeah.
one's going to meet it every time.
We can go back to Mondays except for the school board meetings. We can
Yeah,
make it- But that's like a nice, easy schedule to work around too. If what's the monthly schedule for the school board meetings?
I don't have it with me right now.
They meet once a month?
Yeah, sometimes they changed it next month. I'll do it Monday. I'll tell them they need to change it for us.
There you go.
Yeah, right. I don't know what to say. If I can't, if it's on Monday and I can't be there,
So you said, Jim, the town council meets on the first and third Monday?
I think that's what he said.
Yeah,
And then the school board usually meets on the second Monday. So if we met on the fourth Monday, then I have the Midshore Pro Bono board meeting.
I can guarantee you that's going to change. I just know, they have things come up where they all have to change. Maybe we could do it like we did this month, a week before we figure it out, and then we just change it on the go. Something like that, or is that too complicated? I mean, Jim, you did it last week. We decided Wednesday and it all worked.
barely, except
No,
for,
but board of ed is definitely always the second Monday.
okay.
yeah. So what about Tuesday, Wednesday? Well, Tuesday sometimes is bocce. We have bocce ball, but I mean, we can, I can miss that.
How about Saturday evening?
No,
I'm joking too much. I got to be serious here. Whatever you guys figure out, I'll do my best to be here. I think you need 3 for a quorum, correct?
4 now, because we filled the positions. We filled the
4.
empty positions, so now we have 7 members. So we need 4 for a quorum.
Now, how about that? We got 7 members, Jim. That's great. You've done that too.
Yeah,
This is all
Exactly.
positive. This is great news. Oh, by the way, one other thing, can we have like a recreation party sometime? Like we all get together? We allowed to do that? Have like a party somewhere and not get in trouble for having too many, like out at, remember when you had that get together out at Turner's Creek?
You just have to have a public, has to be public. If we're all together, we gotta take minutes and make it public.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah, we're not allowed to have a party,
That's no fun.
not even a social.
Not even dinner?
Well, that wouldn't look good,
You're right. I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're right.
but
So long as
maybe we
it's
can
only-
talk to the
So long
mayor
as
and
it's
find
only
out.
3 of us.
Hmm?
So long as it's only 3 of us. You said talk to the mayor? Well, this is a state law.
We'll talk to the state. All right, I see what you're saying. So if we had a party, we could say, hey, the commission's getting together. We're just gonna have a party, to celebrate all the things we've done. The public's welcome to show up. And we'll just be out at work, somewhere. And if they show up, we'll just have extra drinks and just
Well,
a thought, just to get together, everyone. We've done really good job. I think everyone's done a good job. Even Harold, I don't know, is Harold still on here? I don't even know.
yeah,
He was.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Harold. What do you think of that idea?
What, the party idea?
Yeah,
Hey, I'm fine with that, but it's not allowed.
if we invite people though. I see. It was just a thought. I don't know.
It is a great idea.
It's
maybe
allowed
we'll-
if you follow the Open Meetings Act.
And then could everyone show up? That would be the next issue. But anyhow,
It's a good
I think
idea.
I'm talking too much, Harold, so I'll be quiet.
Yeah, it's a good idea if we can make it work.
well, we have the fun day, the family fun day on the 23rd, July 23rd.
Absolutely. We'll all get together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone is free to volunteer, we'd appreciate it.
So are you saying on the family fun day, we can all be there and anyone can show up so we can all be together and it's not it's okay?
I would think so. Would Rosie?
I think we can't like all be there and then sit down and have a meeting. We'd have to just all be there, each doing different things.
Okay.
I don't
It
know.
can't be an official capacity.
Who didn't you take the Open Meetings Act training, Jim?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Oh, it's such a pain.
It's mostly like we're not supposed to like get together, put our heads together and make decisions and stuff.
Right, out of the public eye.
Right.
Yeah.
But the only way to make sure we don't talk business is to make sure we're not allowed to be together.
Right. But I think we can all be at a community event that we're hosting because we're going
We
to
can
be
have food and drinks for all of us.
facilitating and serving.
Yeah,
When is the family fun day again?
July 23rd. Saturday.
Because like the commissioners go to the Christmas party and they're all together. And that's not a violation of the Open Meetings Act.
Good point.
That is a good point, Rosie. So maybe at that family fun day, we can just all get together and get some food for ourselves, have some sandwiches and just chat. We don't have to chat business, just have a nice get together and just thank everyone for what everyone's done. That's all.
I think that's a great idea. We need to do that.
All right. Well, is there anything else? If not, I think we can consider this. Do I hear a motion to, what's the term, adjourn?
I motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn the meeting.
Oh, thanks, Harold. Take Harold as the motioner.
Okay,
You want a second, Frank, since you haven't,
I'll second that. Thank you, Rosie.
I don't want you not to be on the minutes.
Oh, I forgot to take the minutes. I got to start doing that.
Oh my God.
all in favor, say aye.
Hi.
All right. Well, thank you all, and I hope you can all attend the July 23rd meeting, and maybe we'll have another commission meeting before that.
Okay.
Stay tuned for the date.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.
Have a good
You all
night,
have a
guys.
good evening.
Good
Have a good
night.
evening. Bye.